Let me tell you about a case that has shaken renters and travelers across the United States. It starts with a young woman named Amanda Johnson, just 29 years old, who presented herself online as a friendly and trustworthy host. She posted listings on popular platforms like Airbnb and Craigslist, offering beautiful apartments in prime locations at prices that seemed almost too good to be true. Families, students, and even business travelers fell for her promises, only to find themselves locked out, left stranded, and robbed of their money. Amanda's listings looked perfect. Professionally staged photos showed bright kitchens, cozy bedrooms, and city views. She wrote descriptions full of charm, talking about how she loved welcoming guests and wanted them to feel at home. People browsing for short-term rentals saw 5-star reviews attached to her name. But what they didn't know was that those reviews were fake fabricated accounts she controlled, carefully designed to build trust. Her methods were calculated. She demanded large deposits up front, often insisting on payment through apps like Zelle, Venmo, or direct wire transfers instead of the secure Airbnb platform. She told renters it was to avoid extra fees or to hold the property for them. To make it believable, she sent contracts with fake company logos, even scanned copies of IDs that looked real. Victims described her as persuasive, polite, and always in a hurry, pressuring them to send money quickly before someone else booked the property. One family from Chicago thought they had found the perfect vacation spot in Miami. They paid Amanda nearly $3,000 in advance for a beachfront condo. When they arrived, they discovered the building's security had never heard of her, and the condo was already occupied by a real resident who had no idea his home was being listed online. With 2 young kids in tow, the family had to scramble to find last-minute accommodations at triple the price. Another victim, a college student in Los Angeles, said she was looking for an affordable apartment close to campus. Amanda's ad promised a stylish studio for just $1,200 a month. The student wired a deposit of $2,400 to secure the lease, only to discover the apartment didn't even exist. She never heard from Amanda again, and the phone number used in the ad was disconnected. Neighbors in Houston, where Amanda was said to be based, told reporters they saw strangers showing up at a certain property almost every week. Families with luggage, couples with printed booking confirmations, all knocking on the door of a house that wasn't hers to rent. The real homeowner, who had lived there for years, was shocked to learn that his property was being used in a rental scam. He described constant confusion, angry visitors, and police being called to handle disputes at his front door. The financial toll of Amanda's actions is staggering. Victims report losing anywhere from hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. But the emotional toll is just as heavy. Families stranded in unfamiliar cities, students losing their savings, and hard-working travelers left humiliated and stressed. Many were too embarrassed to admit they had fallen for such a scam, and some never reported it to authorities. Experts say Amanda Johnson's case reflects a wider trend. Rental scams are on the rise, with the FBI warning that thousands of Americans are targeted every year. The scam works because it plays on urgency and trust. People looking for housing or travel accommodations are often desperate. They fear missing out on a good deal, so they rush to send money without double-checking. Scammers know this, and they exploit it. In Amanda's case, the patterns were clear. Fake listings copied from real properties, professional-looking photos stolen from legitimate sites, contracts filled with official-sounding language, and the constant push to bypass secure payment systems. One cybersecurity analyst explained it this way: the moment someone asks you to pay outside the platform, that's the red flag. Once the money leaves your account, it's gone. What makes scams like this so destructive is not just the money, but the timing. Victims often discover the truth when it's too late, when they're standing on the sidewalk with luggage, when their moving truck is parked outside, or when they've already flown across the country. By then, Amanda has already cashed out and vanished. Authorities urge renters and travelers to protect themselves by following a few key rules. Always pay through secure platforms like Airbnb. Never wire money directly to a landlord you haven't met. Double-check property addresses, and if possible, visit in person before handing over cash. Search images from listings on Google to see if they appear elsewhere. And if the deal looks too good to be true, it probably is. Amanda Johnson's name is now synonymous with deception. While investigators continue to track her movements, her victims are left with painful lessons. Families who trusted her lost vacations they had dreamed of for years. Students who believed her promises lost the chance to settle into safe housing. And travelers from across the country walked straight into a trap carefully designed to exploit their hopes. This case is a reminder that in the digital age, appearances can be deceiving. A beautiful listing, glowing reviews, and a friendly voice on the phone do not guarantee safety. Scammers like Amanda prey on trust, and they rely on speed, pressure, and the fear of missing out. So here's the message. Don't fall for it. Protect your money, protect your plans, and protect your loved ones. If you've heard stories like this before, or if this warning opened your eyes, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with your family. Share it with your friends. Because the next person searching for a dream vacation or an affordable apartment might be the next target. Together, we can spread awareness and stop scammers from taking advantage of good people who just want a place to call home.